is so hard to make friends. And I know like texting and video chatting is easy, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I am so glad that you're here and that you're watching. This week's video is going to be about making friends in college or just making friends in online learning setup in general, because it's pretty hard and online learning is just lonely. It's just lonely. But anyway, to my fellow college freshies out there, or if you're just moving to a new school, this video is for you. So for this video, I actually asked and reached out to some of my friends and asked for their advice on making friends in college and stuff like that, since we're all in the same boat here. So maybe they have a different experience that they want to share, a different tip that they want to share. So yeah, it's super exciting. And these are some friends that you haven't heard from. And I say heard because I only asked them to send a voice recording, since I was guessing no one would send any because people can get camera shy. So yeah, their advice, it's gonna be their advice. I have some of my advice, and that's it. Let's get to the video. Alright, you know what? For starters, making friends in this situation is really hard. So if you're having trouble, then I'm pretty sure you're not the only one, because we're all new to this, I mean, it's really hard and really lonely. Plus, if you just, if you're gonna meet the person the first time, if you're gonna message someone for the first time, it's hard to distinguish, or it's hard to just judge if they're gonna be someone you're gonna be close with or not. I mean, for some people, you kind of just know, you kind of just have that feeling that you're gonna be comfortable around someone, but it's gonna take time. And with making friends in a new environment, you're really gonna have to reach out, really just reach out, because how else are you gonna communicate with people if it's not through DMs, or if there's a class group chat, which is pretty helpful. And I haven't actually seen a lot of people done this video, especially now, because again, it is so hard to make friends. And I know texting and video chatting is easy, but it's not the same. It's not the same. School in general is not the same, because school now it's just here's something to work on it, here's the deadlines. But I mean, regular school is like that, but at least with regular school, you had these little moments with people where you go down to the cafeteria, you make cuento, or you talk about stuff, and you have so much laughs, and it's those moments that are just kind of gone. So you gotta make do with what you can do. Does that make sense? I don't know. This whole video is just everywhere, and it's hard to make it organized because making friends is not an easy process. So you know what, let's get to the actual advice. I think that was just my mind vomiting different thoughts about it. But let's get to the advice. Before I send you off to my friends and their advice on making friends in college or online learning setup, my advice, okay, don't get too comfortable around people you talk to, because you're kind of just meeting this person or these people now, and there's a bunch of other people out there, so you can't just stop once you've talked to a few people. My advice is to really reach out to different sorts of people, because college is just that. It's a mix of a lot of different people. It's just people just coming from everywhere. You really gotta branch out and not get too comfortable with just the few sprinkles of people that you met. Also, another advice is, I don't know why, I'm not sure if this is like an odd advice, but my advice is make sure that you're comfortable around them in terms of like how you laugh, like in text. That's what I notice, at least for myself. I don't know. Because you know when you're warming up to people and you kind of just like, ha ha, ha ha, like small caps, even if you're not that sort of person. Let's say you're the type of person who laughs all caps or keyboard smash, like, oh. Make sure people you surround yourself with are people you're comfortable laughing with. Because humor is gonna get you through the stress. That's my advice. Another advice I have with making friends, please don't feel pressure to do or to act in a different way. So don't pretend to be something you're not when you're trying to make friends just to please people. And okay, that's my advice so far. I don't want to get too into it because my friends have their own advice and their advice are beautiful. So here they are.
So, advice for making friends in college. First and foremost, respond to your group chat when someone asks a question, and also don't be afraid to ask questions yourself, no matter how shallow it might be. Sometimes they're really good conversation starters, and being active in the group chat really helps you like to get to know one another. And from my experience, being active in the group chat ended up like people asking me for favors and like out of class stuff and like getting to know me more also, and vice versa, because I was active in the group chat, so like they see me there and they think that they can talk to me, which they can. And my second piece of advice is that if organizations and different communities are a thing in your school, join those. Literally everyone was always telling me, oh, join this org, join that org, because you're good at this and you're good at that. And like they always say that that you'll always find a family in those things, and who knows, you might. I can't say so for myself yet, considering that org work hasn't really started, or I haven't really been accepted, quote unquote, into them yet. But I am excited to both meet new people and learn new skills alongside. So it's a win-win situation, and if you feel like it's not your thing, then there's no reason to feel guilty about it, and you can back out and hopefully find another family or another org that suits you better. Last piece of advice is to always be yourself, which is pretty cliche but very powerful and very real advice, because when people notice that you're putting up a front with them, they'll start to notice that, and it will make them feel like they can't trust you as much as they initially thought, because you're not being 100% honest with them. So it will give off the impression that you're not comfortable enough to be with them, and that will also make them very hesitant to approach you. So yes.
My advice for making friends in an online school setting is to just take a leap of faith. Like, you would be surprised how much people actually want to make friends. You're all in the same boat, and you're actually all just waiting for each other to message each other. So why not take the initiative and be the one to make the first move?
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. It's everybody's fresh start. It's everybody's like clean slate. And everybody's just trying to see where they fit in. So don't be worried if you don't fit somewhere, because you will find your people. It's only a matter of time, especially now because everything's online. So just take chances and talk to everyone you can about anything you can, and just see who makes you the best you can be, and just stick with those people.
Hey, Winoni. Okay, so making friends in college. Well, I'm lucky enough that I already knew about 2 people in my block beforehand, but when it comes to making new friends, one thing that was a huge help, especially in online classes, was what we did. We made a block Discord server. So we would have like study sessions. Our block didn't kick off in we didn't start bonding right away like a lot of others did. We would start talking to one another when we had like these Discord study sessions. So if there was a class we didn't get, we'd message the group chat and be like, hey, who wants to have a study session tonight for this thing? And then so you start talking to each other under the pretense of studying, but also you get to know each other. And then eventually you start becoming friends, yeah. I just say a blog Discord is a great idea. Great way to get started and actually have conversation that doesn't feel very unnatural, especially if it's it's in the setting of like a study session, because you guys are still talking to each other, but there's a common goal, so it's not like you're gonna run out of things to talk about. Because if you stop talking to each other, you can just be like, okay, let's continue studying, so you have something to fall back on. And then other advice would be like, I mean, I know everybody says just put yourself out there, don't be afraid, but I mean that's genuinely it, you know. Everyone goes into college, and I think we're all so scared at this moment of like, oh my god, how is it gonna work? How are we gonna adjust? Da, 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 da. But everyone's nervous, you know? So it's a natural part of it, and people are gonna be open to being your friend for sure. Everyone wants to make friends right now. It's fine. You know what? If you meet people who aren't open to being your friend, that just means they're not a good person to be your friend. So, ayun.
And that is all for this week's video. Guys, if you like that, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I really hope that you guys learned something from this. If you have anything to add, please comment below any other advice on making friends, because people who will watch this video might really need this. So if you have any more advice to give, please comment down below. I will see you guys next week, every Friday at 4. Bye.